Well, the word genius is used too often for him. But what do you call a genius but not a genius? So it's, there are limitations of language here. Amit Trivedi is here. Good to see you, man. How are you doing?
Very good. Good to see you too, Hrishi. Good to see you too.
Do you know when you're in studio with a lyric writer,
Mm,
in a studio creating songs,
mm,
that some of them have it in them to be a director? For example, if you're with Amitabh or with Anvita,
mm,
and you're just creating songs, which
mm,
actually has nothing to do with the larger picture, but sometimes you have a gut feeling, right? I meet radio jockeys sometimes. I hang with them and I say, boss, this guy's got a good marketing mind, or this guy's got a good production mind, and then I also advise them accordingly. Do you feel that way about some people, and did you feel that way about Anvita Dutt?
Honestly speaking, no. With Anvita, I never felt that because we started our first collaboration was in Queen for the film Queen.
Yeah.
First time I had met her, and we had a blast doing that film. I can't tell you how amazing that process and that experience was. Most beautiful. And she was a proper lyric writer in my head that time. Never thought, but at the same time, she used to write screenplay. Queen dialogues she had written, screenplay she had written, and then she did Shandar as well. And so I kind of knew that she is not just a lyric writer. There's more to her. But then I did not expect her to direct a film and direct such a beautiful film like Bulbbul, which was a big shocker to me when I saw the first time when I saw the raw footage of the film. I told you, have you shot this? Have you directed this? No, I can't. I don't believe. But then it's a hidden talent which I came to know after 6 7 years, and I'm glad and I'm happy that I was part of it.
She made a very important statement to me when I was doing an interview with her, and she said, I have that relationship with Trivedi. She calls it Trivedi. I have that relationship with Trivedi
Yeah,
where I can
simple.
just say, "You're doing the film. You're doing the film." So she said, I didn't even ask
Yeah,
him. There's no
yeah. There is
discounting
no
the
option
fact
of
that he's
no.
got.
Yes.
So did that actually happen? What was that about? Did she
Yeah,
just call you and say,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. क्योंकि त्रिवेदी ये फिल्म है ये करना है मतलब क्या फिल्म है क्या करना है कुछ नहीं वो जो भी है आजा which means I have to do
you have to do?
whether I
And,
like it
and
or
do you
not.
have that relationship with a lot of people, or only a few people can do that with you?
I guess a lot of people in a way like my core team who I regularly work with whether it's Vikram Motwane, whether it's Anurag Kashyap and Rajkumar Gupta, many guys like that. So who I just Vikas Bahal, who I just can't say no. I just whatever it is, I'm there.
Matlab, these guys can just pick up the phone, huck say, and say, Amit, you've got to do this. And, fair enough. Yeah. You've got to have that inner circle, as it
Yeah.
was. Very important as far as work is concerned. So what was the brief for Bulbul? Because it's not a simple plain film. There are layers. I mean, here is 20th century Bengal. There's a bit of a historical. There's a bit of a supernatural thriller. There's a bit of a romance, and there's suddenly the Chudel story. So I imagine one is giving a brief to somebody who's doing songs, but there are no songs. So uh, what was the brief given to you as a BGM person? And then we'll come later to some of the things which are minor songs. Wouldn't even call them full blown songs, but they're there. Yeah. So the brief.
There was no, honestly, no brief. There was no brief. She had sent me a script, which I did not read because I asked her, do we have songs? No, there are no songs. Well, then let me straight watch the film. If I have to score it, I don't want to read anything. I don't want to know anything about the film. I just want to be blank and actually with a clean slate, I want to watch the film. Uh, so she said, okay, fine, let me shoot it and then get you a rough edit so that so I saw that, and after I saw that's when we started talking. That's when the brief came, the world came, and I saw the film, and I was like, as I said earlier, I was like blown away. I was like, wow, how beautifully shot. Yeah, 1881 Bengal. Uh, wow, what a vibe! What a vibe! It's going to be like after Lutera, I could feel that that energy and vibe of doing a periodic film set in Bengal. Just sorry. So yeah,
So after Lutera, you felt you got a period piece.
periodic piece which was again set in Bengal, because even that was set in Bengal 1950s. That was, this is 1881. So that kind of little nostalgia happened there. But then I had to treat this differently, because this was uh, I don't know where does this fit in. It's like a fantasy come horror come. It is a different genre which I had never done. It was a first of a kind for me, because I have never done horror. It's not exactly horror if you've seen the film, but it's got its
Yeah, that's why
moments.
I said it's so difficult because it doesn't fit in anywhere. I mean, it's got a bit of everything, so it
Yes,
couldn't have
yes.
been easy. So now I understand that there's no way she could have explained it to you. So either you read it or you just watch it.
Watch it and go with the flow. So watch it and go with the flow of the film, and that's what I did. I just went the flow of every scene. Uh, Whatever the scene was talking to me, the way it was talking, I was just reacting musically.
How much time do you ideally take for a BGM, a background music a score? Do you take 2 months? Remember you telling me during Bombay Velvet, for example, you even traveled for some of the music and the songs and things like that. I know that different projects have different requirements, but on an average, a BGM like this, for example, a Bulbbul, how long would that take you confined in studio, getting all the stuff together?
Months, of course, depends. As you correctly said, depends on film to film. And the Bulbbul took around 3 months for me to come up with the whole soundscape of the film. That took time, and then after that, a month of I wouldn't call it a banter, but back and forth with Anvita. She had her
Sure.
and had a thing in mind, and then I had mine. So we kind of did a lot of back and forth, and we kind of reached a place where we both were, especially her, were really happy. And yeah, it goes to 3 months, I guess. It takes that much time.
No disagreements with your director?
A
I
lot.
mean, with the lyric writer is a different thing.
Yeah, there was a point where I was like, no, Anvita, like, you shouldn't do this. But then uh, she's just stubborn. She's very stubborn. No, this is how it has to be. This is how I want. Because she has a vision. She knows her film inside out. She's a writer. She's done everything. So I just followed her instinct. I followed her gut. But if you say so, I don't think it might work. But then strangely, it used to work so beautifully. Wow, I never imagined like this. I never thought like this, but it's working beautifully. So
Mm.
I would give the entire major credit to her, because is the one inspiring, pushing, giving the direction. I was just following her vision, honestly.
But you're such a mild mannered guy. Do you ever lose your cool sometimes at people, producers or directors? Do you ever like go through a moment where you just lose it?
Yeah,
Has
it
that
does
happened?
happen. It does happen. Yeah, but I am not that kind of a human being. I don't. I am a little subtle, little mild.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling that, I'll keep it inside. But I'm not like will go all out. That shit, all that thing will will not happen.
Yeah, but and the most important thing is to recover from it quickly. I mean, whatever disagreements you have, if you can just pick up the phone and then move on to the next scene or move on to the next song, that's you have to get the process done. You
Yes,
know,
yes.
that's really really important. One is you have a piece set in Bengal, whether it's a Lutera or whether it's Bulbul, and go the traditional route. You take folk music from Bengal, the Baul Geet, the Baul Gan, and things like that, which you can do, you've done. Um Guys like Shantanu, again, another interesting person who's, because he's from the region,
Ah,
has done some interesting music on that. But on that, you use diverse instruments, the beautiful sound at some point, strategic in the end, and this and that. And technically, I mean, it doesn't have much to do instruments. Again, is it thought over or is it just instinctive? You just watch it and go, boom, isme ye chalega, wo chalega.
yeah, absolutely perfect. It was absolutely instinctive. Just watch it, and I did not want to restrict myself to. अगर it is set in 1880s, तो उस time पे क्या music होगा और all those things, or else or even instrumentation wise, I thought, let me experiment. Let me bring in modern elements. There are modern elements. There's the guitar. There's a electric guitar. There's a lot of synth. There's a lot of synth which has been used. But then I had to do it very smartly, so that it has to. My thing was that it has to appeal to the audience because they are watching now, in
Sure.
2020. But it is said the they have to be transported there, so that to create that balance, I had to kind of do this a little modernized approach to the periodic film.
There are no songs, but I noticed that there's a very classical Thumri kind of piece. Talk to me about that. Where did that come from? Was it your idea? Was it Anvita's idea? Was it just to fill in the gaps, to create the mood?
So it was Amrita's idea, and while we were scoring, we reached that point where, if you've seen the film, she's sitting at the veranda and then
Yeah,
she's panning herself, and while she's doing that, there's a person behind her with a tanpura.
that's right.
So we thought, Anvita came up with this idea, let's do something here, some thumri or something here. Definitely, I would love to. Let's do it. Then she started writing. So immediately she started write, a lyricist in her jumped एकदम जोर से, and she started writing. And within, like, she's very quick. She's very, very fast. Within like half an hour, 45 minutes, she had a full song. What we have used is just 3 lines right now in the film, but we have a proper full thumri created. Uh, so she wrote, I composed, and within few hours it was like boom, done. And
Lovely.
we are happy about it. And
So
that's
I,
also
I hear Swan.
sorry, that's also
Sorry?
new for me because it's a
Yeah,
thumri is something that I've never attempted in
of course. Yeah, yeah,
my
yeah.
so far. So that was another genre that I tapped into, and I felt good. Oh,
Yeah,
he was.
awesome. So Swanand Kirkire, he's one of my favorites. I know he's one of yours too. He's done a folk song in this. Is it? I mean, is it a what really is Kala Kavach? Swanand, sorry, involved, and how is he involved? As Amit called uh, Swanand Kirkire. That's what in the edit.
Indian credits. I did not see that actually. Maybe
Mm,
because we are all very close friends. We hang out together. We
yeah,
drink together. Me, Swanan, Amitabh, Kausar, Anvita, Varun Grover. We are like uh, क्या कहते हैं, buddies, bunch of
a
a
click.
clique.
Yeah,
Even in lockdown we did a Zoom party. Like अपने अपने घर पे बैठ के अपने अपने घर पे बैठ के दारू लेके we did that also 2 3 days back. So in a way, she wanted involvement of everybody. She wanted Amitabh to do something. So Amitabh has sung the Thumri with me uh,
oh, wow. Yeah,
in the full version, right, in the film.
in the full version. Yeah.
So Amitabh and me were singing the Thumri. Kausar has done something with her. Then he wanted Swanand also to join in. So she always had, whenever when we used to sit and jam, or she used to always say, जब भी मैं फिल्म बनाऊंगी तुम लोग सबको कुछ ना कुछ करना पड़ेगा.
Yeah, so I should ask her about that. How Swanand is involved? Because I was like, Swanand is involved. Maybe Amit knows something about it. You're right. I mean, if it's a collaborative effort and bits have been taken from various friends,
Mhm.
I quite like that. I just love the feeling and the thought of that. Also, the lead actress of the film, Tripti Dimri, the she has a hum, which is like uh, now, of course, it's not a spoiler anymore because the film is out and it's released, but almost like a hum or a ghostly wail, and it's really really beautiful, man. So, did you get her to come in and dub for you, or was it just something they gave to you that you used? Tell me
No,
about
no.
that.
She came. And with time we wanted to create a very spooky kind of a hum, a melody, which whenever she appears, she's kind of humming it. So that was her idea. So we asked her only to come. Tripti came to the studio. She could sing. She's a decent singer. She could, I don't want it to be a pro singer. It's not required because you are a chudel. So it can
Correct.
so it can be here and there. It's fine, absolutely fine. So what she did was absolutely correct for the film. So I just the notes were a little tricky for her, but she managed. She got it.
Man, I'm really excited by AT Azaad. I mean, the fact that you've gone out there and you've created a label for independent music. I know that a lot of your friends have been pushing you to do that, and you've just not had the time to do it, simply because you've been swamped over by work. And now I see you very, very active. Um, you put out songs of faith, then songs of dance, completely opposite genres, which I think is so, so cool. So, the philosophy behind Amit Trivedi Azad, AT Azad, why did you start off with songs of faith and then go on to songs of dance?
So it's a very beautiful thing here. My mom had composed a song which is Moti Virana. She had composed this in 1987,
Hmm.
uh, just like 33 years ago. And I was a small child that time, and I had heard this melody. I heard this song while she was doing some garba thing with the society girls. She was organizing something. So she composed, she directed, she choreographed, she did everything. And I used to just see and watch it, and I was like, wow, amazing rap music. And that tune, that song, stayed with me for years. It was so catchy and so amazing that I often found myself humming it while driving, while in studio, whatever, while having bath. And 2 years ago, I thought, yeah, this tune is not leaving me. So I just
Hmm.
went up to her and I said, "Ye kya hai? What is this song and this Moti Virana thing?" I keep humming. So like, this is something that I had created for this particular show. Blah blah blah. I'm like, can I use it? Can I do something with it? So like, please do. So took that. I asked her, "What have I written? What have you done? Just give it to me." I took that back, created my own things around it. Main hook is Moti Virana Chokma. I composed and wrote things around it, and I thought, "No, iska kya karu? I have to release this. It's not going to be used in a film, any film. I can't tell any director, Anurag Kashyap or Vikram or anybody, कि यार ये गाना ले लो. It's not me. I don't even do that. I go with whatever comes to me. Like I react to situations. I react to visuals.
Hmm.
So इसका क्या करूँ? This is beautiful, and I want to put it out. So that gave me an idea on AT Azaad that I should go independent because there's no other way I can put this out. So it's better to go independent, and that gave me an idea. Okay, I why should I do just one song? Let me create an album out of it, and then that's where Songs of Faith was born. And we have around 5 songs on Songs of Faith. There was Ambema, there was Radhe Krishna, there is Pavan Sut. We have Ganpati and Shiv to go because of lockdown.
Nice.
Lockdown we couldn't shoot. We had all 5 ready, all 5 done, but because of lockdown it couldn't happen. So now we're releasing in August, I guess. Hopefully, when
But why Azad? Why do you call it Azad, Amit? Why do you call it Azad?
simple independent. AT Azaad. I
See,
mean, they were independent. Very basic.
I like that. No intellectual thought process,
No
just
intellectual
basic.
thought process. Basic translation in Hindi.
And are you a Hanumanji Bhakt? Are you a Pavan Putra Bhakt? Because Pavan Sut is the song. Like you said, you are going to pay homage or obeisance to all the deities.
All
But
the dates.
personally, which god appeals to you more? Are you an Ambema fan,
Ambema.
worshipper? Hmm?
Always been an Ambema worshipper. And I thought this is the best thing to do by taking blessings of 2 mothers, who I like my mother and Ambema, and start off my journey of independent music with AT Azaad. And it really worked. Moti Virana has really worked, and people have accepted it, especially in Gujarat because it's in Gujarati. It's in
Of
that
course,
language.
yeah.
I did not want to make it in Hindi or anything. Language wanted to keep the same. So in Gujarat, I'm getting so many calls from there, and people are just loving it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
in terms of the dance, I've heard Morni and Jump. They're very Punjabi. But are you going to be language agnostic? I mean, in the future, you're going to release songs in dance songs in all languages. Is
All
that the way
languages.
it is?
Yes.
Hmm.
Songs of dance. Now the next 3 songs are all Hindi, proper Hindi,
Okay. Yeah.
and one is the full Arabic and Middle East. So I'm I'm not I now by now I guess people know me. I'm not restricted to any one genre, one style. I get bored. I need I need to explore here and there to make myself excited. So I'm like done with Punjabi now. So I'm moving on to the next.
And people in the south are so excited. I mean, there was a Tamil and Kannada debut because of the Queen language versions, and then subsequently you've gone on to do some interesting work in Telugu, and your soundtracks are getting a lot of love. That must make you so happy. Your success south of the Vindhyas.
Yes, yes, I'm very happy that Telugu happened, Saira happened, V happened, and
Yeah.
both they've like full Telangana and Hyderabad, which is Andhra Pradesh. They've welcomed me with open arms. Beautifully, they have accepted my work with from Saira and V. V is doing exceptionally well. The film is not released yet because of lockdown. We just put out 2 songs, and the kind of love that I'm getting from that region, it's really overwhelming. And I'm very happy that I could fit in there as well. I felt really nice.
I'm really thankful that you put out a song for our COVID heroes. Main Lad Lunga is a very strong, powerful message. What else can we artists do apart from maybe donate some of our resources, some of our time? So Main Lad Lunga, did you decide very early on in lockdown that you're going to do this? Who was your collaborator on that in terms of writing, or was it just you all the way? Just a bit about the COVID song, please.
See, honestly speaking, it wasn't. It was the day Sushant Singh Rajput. I heard. I was absolutely shattered and broken. I think all of us were. It was to come to terms to it. Okay, it's actually happened. It wasn't happening, and that day, that night itself, when everything was, I felt a little too dark, too gloomy, too depressed, and I was just sitting, trying to do something, trying to work. That was not happening. Trying to create something, nothing was happening. Mind was like, boom, gone, blank. And that's where I remember sitting in front of the harmonium, and just naturally this melody with words came. कि यार जो भी है यार, I'll fight it out now. I know this is, we are in the shit, we are in this now, but what to do? Either we do what Sushant did or fight it out. There are the only 2 ways to deal with it. So I'll fight it out. That's the only philosophy है कि जो भी है मैं लड़ लूँगा. Whatever shit happens now, मैं लड़ लूँगा. So that kind of made me happy, little hope, something that could make me feel sane, because it was a horrible day, honestly, horrible day.
Yeah, but then beautiful your music. You must be looking forward to Gunjan Saxena now. You've got some releases on that, and that's again coming out on Netflix. So that must be interesting for you.
Yeah. That is another beautiful film that I'm part of, and thanks to Karan Johar and Sharan Sharma for making me part of it, because it's a really beautiful film. Again, a biopic, uh, a true story on a first uh, Air Force
Pilots.
pilot, Air
Mm.
Force pilot, the first woman ever. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. It's very musical. It has got 6 songs.
Last couple of questions. How's life in lockdown treating you, bro? I mean, I was speaking to Clinton Stereo, and Clinton says, "Man, I always tried to keep my studio away from my home because I knew that if the studio comes home, I'm going to be working all the time." And now, because of the lockdown, I get the studio home. Did you always have a home studio, or did you have to get it over because of the lockdown? And how's it going?
Because of the lockdown. Yeah, the day the day PM had announced on 24th March, 24th March, I still remember. 24th March, 8 p.m. He had come and he had announced that अभी से 21 दिन का lockdown है. I सब कुछ बंद करा, ran to the studio, got everything that I could from the studio. My entire setup I got, and I said, and because I had a feeling that it's not just 21 days, it's just,
Yeah.
we are in for a long haul, so let me get everything. So I have this room where I created my mini setup, a home studio. So
And it's soundproof. You managed to get the soundproofing done, or was it already done?
yeah. So everything, Mail at Lunga, and all these songs that I'm doing, all these songs of dance, songs of faith, I'm doing it from this room, from here
This
itself.
was already there. This was already soundproof before. for.
Yeah,
This is like your music room at home.
yeah. In my house, I had told my architect कि मेरे को मेरा room बनाना है और sound proof बनाना है. So it helped now. It's come in good use. This lockdown.
Totally.
Yeah.
Is there a skill you picked up in lockdown, bro? Like, some people learn new softwares, some people are learning cooking some dishes. Is
To
there
pocha
one
pocha.
skill?
I'm doing stuff pretty well.
Magic mop.
Magic mom. That's one job, and I'm making tea and making dosa. All those things I've learned. That
Nice. Masala dosa or plain dosas?
plain dosa.
Nice. Well done. Well done. It's always a pleasure talking to you, man. Keep making us happy with your music. God bless you. And
Thank
this
you.
was
Thank you.
this was fun. Thanks, bro.
Thank you.
Cheers.
It's always a pleasure talking to you too. Thanks,
Thanks,
Hrishi.
bro.
Thanks. Bye.